I'm pretty pumped for today's TNT topic. Okay, T, since it's the Mother's Day edition, we thought we would talk a little bit about the lessons we've learned from our moms. Even though both of our moms are so quiet and don't have a lot to say. Just joking. So we've learned a lot from our moms. Why don't you go first? Lesson number one.
I've learned so many that I used to roll my eyes when I was a kid. A lot, even about racism. When I was a kid, my mother would tell me about racism. I used to didn't understand, and I'd be like, "Oh, you're just being your old fuddy-duddy. You don't get it." I learned, also about company. I learned once I got older, everything she was saying was right. Also, company you keep. I didn't understand that one. When I was younger, I'm like, oh, whatever. Rolled my eyes on it. Very true. But one of the main ones that I remember rolling my eyes at, and it's very true right now, is watch who you tell your plans to. I remember when I was younger, I took a friend with me to a job interview when I was 15 years old. I was like, I'm gonna get this job, and I went and told all my friends and blah blah blah. My friend's like, oh, I'll just come with you. And anyway, she applies when we get there, and she got the job and I didn't. So lesson learned, my mom was like, I told you not to do that. No, if it's your ideas, don't tell people your plans because they can execute it before you. So you know what? I've learned that lesson from my mom. I've always taken it. Be careful who you tell your plans to. Do your plans first. Make sure you achieve it, and then you can tell people.
Man, do I agree with that, but you won't be surprised. I agree with almost everything that comes out of your mother's mouth. So you'll tell me something your mom said, and I'll say the same thing, and you'll be like, figures. Like, she has good advice. She just does. So I'm going to go to grade 2 or 3. I come home from school and I didn't win the spelling bee. I got second place, which just doesn't fit well with my Capricorn DNA. So I come home and I'm like, I had a terrible day at school. And my mom's like, why'd you have a terrible day at school? And she's trying to cook and do 5 million things at the same time, but I'm in her way. And so I go, I didn't win the spelling bee. And she goes, And I started crying, right? And she said to me, you think this is going to be a beautiful sitcom moment where, your parents take you aside and there's lovely music? She's like, stop crying. Do you think the world revolves around you? Do you think everybody's here to see you win all the time, Tracy? Do you think you have to get all the A's and you have to get all the gold stars? This world is not about you. You're not always going to win. Sometimes you're going to get second place. Sometimes you're going to completely fail, and that's okay. The point is you have to get up and go try again. And it's it feels very harsh, but man, did I need that lesson? Because I think about that lesson to this day. When things don't go my way, it's not a matter of me, okay, it's time for me to have a temper tantrum. It's no, things aren't always going to go my way. That's life. Okay, we have a little bit of time left. Do you want to throw out another lesson, T?
So really, I always have my mom in my head, don't laugh at other people or take joy in their misfortune, because you know what? Karma comes around. It always does. So just be grateful for what you have and don't laugh at other people's misfortune.
Yeah, you do, and you say that all the time. You're like, no, I'm not going to laugh. I can't, because I will get it back. I'm going to fall down the stairs immediately if I laugh, so I can't do it. You say it all the time, so that's a good lesson. I'm going to go with this too shall pass, and it's my, a lot of people love this quote, but I think that a lot of people think this too shall pass for the bad times, but what my mom taught me is this too shall pass for the good times and the bad times. So when you have those wins, when you have those moments, I was the only one, in 1995 at the club, and we're all having drinks with my girlfriends, telling everybody, guys, this is the time of our lives. We should never forget this. And they'd be like, are you 95? Why are you always reflecting on our moments? But it was because my mom always taught me, don't just let these lovely moments go by. Recognize them and acknowledge them. You have to do that for the good times, and you have to do that for the bad times, and you have to know when to let go and know that you're going to be going through different seasons in your life. So I'm always very intentional about grabbing moments of joy based on that advice. And listen, we love our moms. There's nothing that they say or don't say that doesn't have a huge impact on our lives. So I love the lessons you've learned from yours. I love the lessons I've learned from mine. A big thank you, and I love you to my mom right now. If you want to say a thank you to yours, T, I'll give you a sec.
Thank you, Mom. Mom, you're the best. You've taught me a lot. I don't always say it, but you have taught me a lot.